cousin marriage, a topic often debated, questioned, and misunderstood. But did you know it's been allowed in Islam, Christianity, and Judaism for centuries? Let's take a closer look at the religious and historical reasons why. In Islam, cousin marriage is clearly permitted. The Qur'an does not prohibit it. In fact, many prominent figures in Islamic history, including the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, had relatives who married cousins. On screen is the 4th chapter of the Qur'an, Surah An-Nisa, verse 23, and it reads, "Forbidden to you are sisters, daughters, mothers, wives of your father, mothers of your sons, daughters of your sons, daughters of your sister wives, of your brothers, your maternal aunts, paternal aunts, and the wife of your uncle." As you can see, cousins are not mentioned in this verse, which means that Muslims are allowed to marry their cousins. In many Muslim societies, cousin marriage is culturally common. It's often seen as a way to strengthen family ties, preserve wealth, and ensure compatibility, since cousins tend to have similar backgrounds, values, and beliefs. However, Islam also emphasizes free will. Both partners must consent to the marriage. So while it's allowed, it's not mandatory. In Judaism, cousin marriage has been historically accepted, especially in biblical times. On screen is Genesis chapter 24, verses 15 to 27. It tells the story of how Abraham sent his servant to find a wife for his son Isaac, and the servant found Rebekah, who was Isaac's first cousin. The servant told her, "I am here to ask a favor of you. You are my master's sister's daughter, and let it be done for me according to my master's word." So Rebekah went out with her servant to a place where they met Isaac, and Isaac married Rebekah, his cousin. Jacob, Isaac's son, also married two of his cousins, Rachel and Leah, daughters of Laban. His uncle, the Torah, or the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible, list close relatives whom one cannot marry. Leviticus chapter 18, verse 6, it reads, "These are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And after the flood, when the earth was renewed, the sons of Noah, they dwelt on the earth and had sons and daughters. These are the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth." As you can see, first cousins are not prohibited. In fact, cousin marriages were practiced in Jewish communities for generations, especially in Sephardic and Mizrahi traditions. Today, it's less common, but still allowed under Jewish law. Some Jews may avoid it due to health concerns, as we'll discuss later. But religiously, there's no prohibition against marrying a cousin. What about Christianity? Well, the Bible does not explicitly ban cousin marriage. In the Old Testament, many figures married close relatives, including cousins. For example, again, we see Genesis chapter 24, verses 15 to 27, where we read the story of Isaac and Rebekah, his cousin. Early Christian churches did not oppose cousin marriage, and even prominent Christian thinkers and scientists, like Charles Darwin, who came from a Christian background, married his cousin, first cousin, once removed. But as Christianity evolved, attitudes towards cousin marriage also changed. The Catholic Church began introducing restrictions. By the Middle Ages, the Church banned marriage up to the 7th degree of kinship, meaning you couldn't marry anyone within 7 degrees of relationship. But later, the limit was reduced. Today, most Protestant and Orthodox churches do not forbid cousin marriage, though it may be discouraged culturally. In many Western Christian societies, the disapproval is more social, not religious. So why is cousin marriage allowed in these religions? The answer lies in their scriptures and history. None of these faiths explicitly bans it. Instead, they focus on degrees of relationship that do prohibit marriage. But isn't there a concern about increased risks of genetic disorders in cousin marriages? The science suggests that while the risk is slightly higher, it's not absolute. Many couples who choose to marry their cousins do so with full knowledge of the potential risks. They may have a family history of recessive disorders, so they could potentially pass those genes on to their children. However, this is not unique to cousin marriages, but applies to any marriage where close relatives are involved. Genetic testing and counseling can help assess individual risks, allowing couples to make informed decisions. In conclusion, cousin marriage is a practice that has been part of various cultures and religions throughout history. In Islam, Christianity, and Judaism, it's allowed within certain parameters. While there may be social and cultural norms that discourage it, the religious texts of these faiths do not explicitly ban it. So the next time you hear someone say cousin marriage is wrong or forbidden, you can tell them it's not accurate to say it's forbidden by God, but it may be forbidden by society. What are your thoughts? We welcome respectful dialogue in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more insightful content. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.